What we're going to talk about in this video is how to add and subtract polynomials. We've been talking about polynomials basically for the past few videos, past few days, weeks. So if you're still kind of fuzzy as to what a polynomial is, go watch on the channel part 1, where we talk about what a polynomial is. This might be probably part 3, talking about polynomials. So we already did multiply and dividing, but if you're still kind of fuzzy as to what it is, what a polynomial is, go watch part 1 to get some clarification on that. Also, watching the anatomy series on monomials might help as well. That's basically where, dealing with polynomials and dealing with equations is like dealing with the human body. It's like trying to do surgery, but you don't know how the body works or the mechanics of the human body. The same thing goes when you're working with these different types of equations and expressions. If you're not familiar with the parts that make up an equation, there's no hope. There's no way for you to actually understand what's going on. So go check out either one of those 2 videos if you're still kind of fuzzy on what polynomials are. What we're gonna do in this video, just go over a couple examples on how to add and subtract polynomials. So let's say we had, what did right here? 12y squared plus 17y. 12y squared plus 17y minus 4. So this is one polynomial, and then we're gonna take this and subtract 9y squared. And we're gonna take away a negative 13y and add a positive 3. So we're gonna take what's in this parentheses right here, and we're gonna subtract this right here. This is what we call subtracting polynomials. So how do we go about doing that? Well, it's pretty straightforward. So what you want to do, and we kind of got it already set up like this, but you want to look at all of the same variables that we got, and kind of get them together, and then do the computations from there. Kind of what a lot of people say is you can get them in the same column and then just do the subtraction from there. So for example, we got 12y squared minus 9y squared. So when you're subtracting polynomials, the first thing you do is subtract the coefficients. So 12 minus 9 is going to be 3. And y squared is just going to stay the same. Now next we got a positive 17y, and this is a y to the first. And again, you can't combine, I know I'm going to keep saying this, but you can't combine. Y squared is not y to the first. So we can't combine y to the first and y squared. Those are not the exact same. They got to be the exact same for us to add and subtract. We're going back to the problem. We got positive 17y minus a negative 13y. So when you're subtracting a negative, so we're subtracting a negative 13 from a positive 17. That should be 30. That should be positive 30y. Y'all let me know in the comments. So again, we're gonna deal with the coefficients first. Positive 17 minus negative 13, that should be 30. And then we're gonna keep the variable right there the same. And then finally we got negative 4 minus 3, which should be negative 7. And this right here is gonna be the answer. So 12y squared plus 17y minus 4 minus 9y squared minus 13y plus 3 is 3y squared plus 30y minus 7. Let's do another example. Move to the next example. That's the next one. So the next one we got 2x cubed plus 7. Whoa. What's that right there? Let's see. You got 2x cubed plus 7x squared plus x. So this is the first polynomial, and then we're gonna add another polynomial on top of that. And that's gonna be 2x squared plus 4x minus 12. So we're taking this, what's in this parentheses, and we're gonna add what's in this parentheses. So again, like the last problem, the first thing we gotta do is look at everything with the exact same variables and exponents. So we're gonna start with, we don't have nothing else with x to the third, so we're just gonna leave that alone for right now. So we're gonna start with this x squared. So 7x squared plus 2x squared. We combining these two right here. So 7 and 2 is gonna give us 9. And then we're gonna keep the x squared the same. And next thing, remember this is x to the first. So we got 1x to the first, and again, if you didn't know, there's a little 1 right in front of here. 1x to the first plus 4x to the first. That's gonna give us a positive 5x to the first. And this negative 12 ain't nothing else we can't combine it with this. So we're gonna keep that negative 12 on the end, because there's nothing else that we can combine it with. And the similar situation with this 2x cubed, except for we don't got nothing to combine it with, so we're just gonna put that in the beginning. And so 2x cubed plus 7x squared plus 1x plus 2x squared plus 4x minus 12 is 2x cubed plus 9x squared plus 5x minus 12. And again, all that we're doing is adding and subtracting the like variables in the equation. If you don't got a like variable, we just leave it alone, like this 2x cubed. We probably got time for maybe 1 or 2 more examples. Let's see. Let's do 7z cubed. 7z cubed. What that? 7z cubed plus 4z minus 1. So this is the first polynomial. And we're gonna add another polynomial on top of that, which is gonna be 2z squared minus 6z. 2z squared minus 6z plus 2. So again, same as the last two problems. The first thing that we're gonna do is look for variables with the exact same exponent. And it looked like we only got one that actually share exponent. It's these two right here. So let's start with these two right here. So we got 4z to the first plus 6z plus a negative 6z to the first. So we're gonna start with the coefficients. Positive 4 plus a negative 6, that's gonna be negative 2. Negative 2z to the first. And then we're gonna combine these two numbers because they don't have anything, so they're like terms essentially. So we got negative 1 plus a positive 2. Negative 1 plus 2, that should be what? A positive 1. And now we got two of these right here that don't got no partners. That's essentially what it is. When you combine, you need each variable, each term need to have a partner. And if it don't got a partner, then it just stay by itself. So we got 2 without a partner. We got a 7z cubed, a positive 7z cubed, and we also got a positive 2z squared. And so we're just gonna leave them in the problem as they are. And so this is gonna be our answer. 7z cubed plus 4z to the first minus 1 plus 2z squared minus 6z to the first plus 2 is going to be 7z cubed plus 2z squared minus 2z to the first plus 1. Again, if there's any confusion that you're having while we're going through these, let me know in the comments, and you know, I can kind of go into more detail, you know, to kind of shed some light on the situation. But let's do one more last example. Let's see what we got, man. We got 5x squared. 5x squared minus 2x minus 1. So that's the first polynomial. And remember, again, we adding and subtracting polynomials, not necessarily just number, but minus 3x. So the second polynomial, 3x squared minus 5x plus 7. Alright, so we got this in this parentheses, and we're going to subtract what's in this parentheses right here. So the first place that we want to start, well, first place we want to look for is all of the terms with a partner. So these two, x squared, we can work with them too. So we got 5 minus 3, that's going to give us 2. And we're going to keep the x squared. Now we got a negative 2. So again, so we done with x squared. So now we can just move to x. So we got a negative 2x minus a negative 5x. So we got a negative, and we're subtracting a negative. Negative 2 minus negative 5, that should be positive 3. Again, let me know if I'm doing this arithmetic right. Negative 2 minus negative 5 is going to be positive 3, and we're going to leave the x just right on the right next to it. And the last thing that we got to do, we got a negative 1 minus a positive 7, which is going to be negative 6. So 5x squared minus 2x minus 1, all of that minus 3x squared minus 5x plus 7 is going to be 2x squared plus 3x minus 6.